Welcome back to McPhee Ford. Today we're taking a look at this 2016 Ford Shelby GT350R. Starting in 2015, Ford released the new generation Mustang, and alongside it they gave us the GT350 lineup, which is a partnership between Ford and Shelby for a more high performance version of the Mustang. And on top of that, they also made a very track focused capable vehicle, the R. Now the GT350R was a very limited production run of a very special vehicle, and it has a couple things that make it very unique. And we're going to take a quick walk around the outside here, and then we'll take a look into the interior. And powering the GT350R is the 5.2 liter flat plane crank V8 engine. Now a flat plane crank is a technology used by a lot of Ferraris which allows them to rev really high. So this V8 revs to just about 8,300 RPM, so very high revving engine compared to a traditional like Coyote 5 liter V8. So this revs quite high, which gives it a very unique exhaust sound as well. And in my opinion, this is one of the best sounding V8s you can buy. And this engine makes 526 horsepower and 429 foot-pounds of torque. And it was paired to the only transmission available, which was a Tremec 6-speed manual. Now each engine was hand-built, and there's a little plaque here on the side with the signature of the person who built this engine. We also have a nice Ford Performance strut tower brace. Now, one of the main differences between the R and the non-R version is actually the wheel and tire setup. So these are carbon fiber wheels, and if you know anything about wheels, you know these are A, very expensive, and B, very hard to get, especially for 2016. You couldn't really buy a production vehicle with carbon fiber wheels. They were really only used on supercars and hypercars, $1 million plus vehicles. So Ford partnered with Carbon Revolution out of Australia and designed this wheel specifically for this car. Now this is a carbon fiber wheel, but it is painted. So it's a painted wheel, so you can't tell it's carbon fiber, but it is a carbon fiber wheel, and it's wrapped in a Michelin Cup 2 tire, so a very aggressive semi-slick tire. The front is a 19 by 11, rears are 19 by 11.5, so slightly wider, and the tires are a 305/30 in the front and a 315/30 in the rear. We have the Brembo 6-piston brake system, of course, massive stopping power here. And you might be wondering why the inside of the barrel is kind of like, almost looks like concrete or something. So Carbon Revolution actually sprayed the inside of the barrel with a ceramic heat reflective spray. Because the brakes get so hot, it kind of helped with just the structural integrity of the wheel. So they sprayed some of the inside of the wheel here in that heat reflective coating, and also for the backs of the spokes, you might be able to see there, are also painted or coated in that ceramic spray. So it's a very special wheel and tire, very expensive wheel and tire, and again was exclusively used on the R models. And the front end was also a little bit different from the R. So we have the front lip, which actually hangs out quite a bit further than the non-R versions, and it does hang quite low. It's a very low vehicle. And we do have the little red GT350 logo there in the grille. This one is finished in shadow black with the white and red accented racing stripe. So it goes across the entire car there, which I think looks fantastic. Very classic look. And what makes this GT350 special is that it's very low mileage, and it's in its full original condition. So it's a 16, and it has 163 kilometers on it, which is just over 100 miles. So it's very low mileage, and again, it's in its complete original condition. So if we take a look at the wheel again, we have the original Peel Here sticker there on the wheel. The original window sticker is on the side there, which I will show you. All the original seals and plastics are still on this vehicle back from 2016. And here is the rear wheel and tire setup. So again, 19 by 11.5, so they're slightly wider and wrapped in that Michelin Cup 2 tire. And there's again that original Peel Here sticker with the Brembo rear brakes. And then kind of making our way around to the back end, we also have a carbon fiber rear spoiler. And again, it is painted, so it's not exposed carbon, but it is a carbon fiber spoiler, which is again exclusively used for the R models. It was much larger than the standard GT350. I think it looks fantastic. It fits the look of this for sure. And we also again have the stripe that comes along to the back end here. We have the LED sequential taillight and the factory valved exhaust. Again, this thing sounds fantastic. But now we can take a look at the window sticker on this particular Shelby here. So up top, again, we have 2016 350 Coupe with the Shadow Black and that 5.2 liter V8. And here are the options. So the R package is the 920A. That was the kind of the order code for it, which was $17,000. And the electronics package is another big one that this particular model has here. Brings the price to $87,313. So this is a Canadian spec vehicle. So this is what the price would cost in Canadian dollars. So all the prices here in Canadian. So just keep that in mind. It would be a little bit higher price than you would see in the States, but that's what this car costs in Canada. And now we'll take a look into the interior, where the Recaro seats are also unique to the R model. So it is a full Recaro Alcantara suede. Very, very comfortable actually, for considering it's a very heavily bolstered seat. It actually is quite comfortable. We have the stitched R logo up top and the red accent stitching that's kind of scattered throughout the entire interior. But they are very, very grippy. And again, this car only has 160 kilometers on it, or 100 miles. So the Alcantara is in absolutely pristine condition. And it is full manual just to save weight. And another key difference with the R's is the rear seat. So the rear seat actually has a delete. So Ford actually took out the back seats just to save weight. So typically there would be two back seats back here, but again, they took it out just to save weight. And with the door panel, we have some more of this suede material. The Alcantara is very lightweight, so Ford used it as much as they could, again, just to bring the weight down on the R model. Red accent stitching and your power controls here on the door panel. We have the GT350 door sill plate, which is kind of cool. You have the Shelby with the 5.2 liter V8 flat plane crank with the Ford Performance. And going along with the original condition, we have the original seal on the floor, the plastic on the floor here with the dealer must remove kind of thing. So this is still intact for both the driver and passenger side. Nice aluminum foot pedals right there. Of course, your headlight controls on the left of the driver. But now that we are inside of the GT350R, I will start here with the steering wheel, which is also Alcantara wrapped. And again, it's in absolutely pristine condition here, brand new basically. We have the red 12 o'clock position, as well as the red stitching on the inside, your Cobra logo there in the middle, illuminated gauge cluster. We also have the electronics package again, so we do have the Sync 3 display. We'll put it into accessory mode here so we can fire that up. So again, we do have the Sync 3 8-inch display, which was actually optional on these cars. Ford actually took out the screen on the R model, but you could actually put it back in if you want it, which most customers did. So you got your screen back with navigation, so that you have built-in navigation. And then below that we have your climate control, which is actually dual zone. And you have some buttons down here, which includes launch control and your exhaust valve mode, which is kind of two sort of essential things to have, and that nice red engine start-stop button. So that is the 2016 Shelby GT350R. If you want to see more content on this particular vehicle here, definitely subscribe and we'll certainly make more of it. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.